All right, good morning, everybody. Plasma 1945 with you and getting ready to stream the event here. This is, as they say, the main event. This is going to be large force employment, ACES 22-1, and we are watching the folks just get into their planes. Let's jump and get some of the views going here for everybody. Hopefully you are hearing me nice and clear. I will be watching comments. Drop them in as we get ready here just so that I can be aware of what's going on and what I'm hearing. I'm going to go on mute for a couple of seconds while I watch the teams get set up and get ready, and I'll be back with everybody in just a moment. So hang tight. I'll give you an overview of what's going to happen here while everybody gets ready. This is a complex mission, a large number of aircraft flying against each other. I'm going to leave this fabulous MiG-21 for everyone, and yes, indeed, we've got MiG-21s flying around here today. So that is pretty awesome in my books. So just keeping an eye here on one of the aircraft carriers. This is going to be a very large mission. I'm just waiting for a few more folks to jump in here as I get into the stream and start talking about it. But it is going to be a large and complex mission. The two sides are flying from north and south across the Strait of Hormuz, and they're going to be engaging in combat. So everyone is just getting ready on the tarmac. I think takeoff is in about 15 to 20 minutes. You have one life, and you got to do it right or else. So I'm going to go back on mute here, wait for a few more things to happen as people get loaded up. All right, looks like we've had some skins that decided to load up, some skins decided not to load up. One of the magic of DCS. Yeah, it looks like the flanker skins decided not to load up here. That's a little bit tragic. Maybe I can move those around, guys. I don't want to interrupt the stream, but oh, you know what? Looks like the server got reset. So, some technical difficulties for those who are watching. Hopefully you don't mind. Let's just stand by and see what happens here. But looks like the server just had a reset, which is good. I'll have a chance to see if I can get those skins corrected and tidied up. Now, for those who have not seen an Aces match, Aces has been a competition running by Phoenix Task Force for a little bit now. It's been a pretty involving and interesting types of missions, because what you're doing is you're not really flying just to splash an enemy. You're actually flying for points and for, well, for a goal of collecting and connecting to enemies, taking them out and collecting those points. It's all about earning points or denying your opponent points. In this case, it's more, in this particular flight, it's more of a competition, take out targets, but there's both an air-to-ground component and an air-to-air component as well. Definitely interesting. If you have a chance to search for some of the Aces matches, I've done a couple. It's involved, it's complex, and it's not straightforward. And I think that's what really makes your brain go to the next level. That's what makes it Aces, is because you are really operating at that next level of being able to figure out just what I need to have in place. What do I need to do in order to survive and in order to carry out the tasks that are in front of me. I think that's one of the biggest things, is making sure that you're able to get in there and deliver munitions on target or to defend an area. Really makes it that much more interesting. Okay, I think I'm trying to figure out here where those files are supposed to be going. Hopefully I can get this set up and we can get back into the stream here in just a moment. Gonna try to reconnect to the server and see if the server decides to behave itself. Now, keep in mind, with that many players that are going to be in this match, I can definitely see how it can be complex, to say the least. So bear with us, bear with the folks that are setting up this match. They've all done a great job. If you've ever had to schedule a match, you will appreciate this, especially when you have folks from multiple teams, multiple areas, multiple groups, all of whom are struggling through all this. I'm going to throw the standby screen up, and we'll just hang out with that for just a second here. Just going to let that play out while I try to get these liveries for the Su-27s in place. I love those Su-27s. I love the Su-33s, but just got to make sure the deliveries are in the right place and they look right. For those of you who are interested, the liveries actually live in two places on in DCS. They can live in the local settings in the user data under saved games, but also the liveries can live inside of the DCS open beta folder itself in the bazaar folder. So depending on what modules you have, they can be in different places. And that's, I think, what my problem was, is that I put the liveries in the wrong location. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the liveries to the open beta folder, and hopefully that should address the issue of missing textures. Open beta, bazaar, liveries, and paste. All right, let's take a look. All right, let's reconnect up and see what we get here. And same thing, let's get the online telemetry going using TACView Advanced. So for those who are wondering what is all about TACView Advanced, it's all about being able to connect to a remote server that supports that functionality, just so that you can see exactly what's happening in that server in real time. Now, of course, YouTube is delaying the feed by about 45 seconds to a minute, so just keep that in mind, because you do want to make sure that no one's stream sniping, because that is never a good thing. All right, there's our MiG-21s again. Perfect, we got the KIA P100 liveries. Excellent. All right, we're looking a little bit better here. Let's do a quick adjustment here. I think my last stream was a night mission, so everything is incredibly, incredibly bright. I'm going to turn this down a bit for everybody. You got a K-27 here flying along next to the Kuznetsov Russian aircraft carrier. For those who are interested, the K-27 is used for finding submarines. It can actually do two things. It can carry a towed array sonar that it can drop underwater, which will then ping for submarine positions. It can also carry an airborne radar. They mount a little radar that hangs underneath the helicopter, and it acts as a little AWACS, so it takes off, climbs up to altitude, and acts as a standoff radar position. As well as it can carry torpedoes and drop them on submarines as well. Just random facts that I know because, well, random facts. All right, let's get the second server going here, and let's get the streams up and running. I have a feeling that I am going to be missing some content back and forth because there's going to be 40 planes flying in every single direction. I can hopefully avoid that, but there is no guarantees of that. But we'll have a replay, and I'll put together a separate stream for those of you who are going to miss this and who are not up to the challenge of tolerating the setup delays here, and our apologies to everybody, of course. I will get a stream put together of this specific just to this match. All right, looking pretty good here. All right, here come all the textures. Awesome. Let's go split screen side by side. That's looking good. There's our Kuznetsov and his chopper and is that a Roosevelt? I think that's the Roosevelt. All right, 3 folks watching on YouTube. Hey, Pana, thank you. And Frostaroni, welcome aboard. We're just getting ready here. The teams have a little bit of time to get ready. They've got 21 minutes to set up and get ready. This is a 20 versus 20 engagement. They will be flying across the Strait of Hormuz. I'm going to bring up the TAC view for everybody so you can see what's going on there. So here is the TAC view loadout. Let's get those streams. Come on. Streams, get up here. And what's going to be happening is basically the contested territory is between the groups right here in the middle. So that's what we're going to be looking at for all the action to occur. The red team is in a defensive position. The blue team is in the aggressor position. They are coming in to take out targets across the Strait of Hormuz. The red team has limited capability in their defenses, but some of them do have jamming, and that's where they're going to be coming in to basically defend their corners of the map. And the blue team's going to be carrying a strike force out against them. Aaron, salutations, and Swisso. Guys, there's a little bit of a delay in the video, so what I'm going to do is, while we're waiting for this to get started, I'm going to keep flipping around and looking around at your chat and comments. And what we can do is we can do a quick survey of our combatants. So let's get into the combatants here. Let's go over the bases and where people are flying from. We'll start off on the red team first. All right, on the red team in defensive position, look at that. We've got KAP rolling out. In the flankers, we've got some Su-33s here with break shot in lead. This is probably going to be another one of the beautiful takeoffs that break shot executes along with his squad number 24. That's him right there. Su-33s, jamming is allowed in this flight, so he is packing the Sorbitsia pods. He's got ETs. What I am not seeing is 73s. Where are his 73s? What's happening here? This is a very interesting loadout, guys. He is, hang on, is it just him? What's happening here? We got Frosty behind him. Let's take a look at Frosty. No one's got 73s. I wonder if that is a limitation in the rules. I'm going to take a look at that in a second, but very interesting. The flankers, looks like the Su-33s are going to be a long-range standoff platform here. They are going to be the Tomcats of the Red Force, shooting long-range standoff missiles. That's why they've got the 27 ERs and ETs and jammers. Interesting. There they are on the runway. Looking awesome. All right, let's take a look, find who else we've got. We've got Roofies and Titanium. Let's take a peek at them. All right. Here's Tech. Now, Tech is running a 27, and he is with Mr. Roofies, regular visitor with the RS team, as we pretend to fly the 27s, but not quite as good as KAP folks. Now, Tech and Roofies, they are packing a couple of 73s. So they're expecting to get closer into a knife fight. All right, let's keep flapping and flipping through here. PTF Phoenix Task Force. Mix of, well, they've got the jammers, and they've got the ETs and the radar-guided ER missiles as well. So I think what we've got here is we've got Breakshot and the 100s rocking the long-range standoff capability, and we've got Tech and Roofies and Gory and Magnet running the fenced-in close-up knife fight configuration. Let's take a look at our next base here. JF-17s. Phoenix Task Force is bringing JF-17s. All right, for the JF-17s, we're looking at, let's take a look here. We've got SD-10s and PL-5s. 2 tanks and the ECM pod for jamming in electronic warfare. Swisso, I just saw that. He does want social distancing. You got it. I think Breakshot was like, we're standing off, and we are doing social distancing against all those blue Hornets that are going to be flying at us. All right, and the same configuration here. We've got 4 SD-10s, 2 PL-5s. Now, for those who are watching, that is not a jamming pod. That is a guidance pod. I don't fly the JF-17. If anybody knows what this pod is here, let me know in the comments and tell me what it does. All right, let's keep going and move up to the next set of bases. Oh, I'm missing a takeoff here. Let's just pause and take a moment and appreciate the beauty of the flankers in the air, flying off in perfect formation. There's nothing like the KAP takeoff in the flankers. The planes are beautiful, and these guys practice their takeoff in formation. They really know what's going on. Moment of observation here. Breakshot leading the way. And there is the rest of his guys forming up behind him. Beautiful. All right, let's get back into the map and take a look what else is going on here. We've got additional air bases. And where is the rest of the red team? All right, we got a couple of MiG-21s here. Phoenix Task Force is rolling out 2 MiG-21s, Sheikh and Faskar. What are they running? They are going to be low and sneaky. I'm seeing R60s on these MiG-21s. 3 bags. They'll need all that gas because the Persian Gulf map is pretty big. So there's 1 and 2. All right, they're taxing out, getting ready. Let's continue with the map and see what else we've got going on. Who else do we see? Who else do we see? I think that's it for the blue force. There's our line of separation. Sorry, for the red force. On the blue force, Phoenix Task Force is in the air. It looks like some of the textures did not load up correctly. People still have 15 minutes to launch here. Here's Kula. He's in the air, and he's got on his wing the G66 team running 2 beautiful looking F-15s here. 3 bags. They know they're going to be up in the air for a while. G66 is looking pretty good. Their weapon loadout. Yep, couple of AIM-9s and 6 AIM-120s. And they've got their nuclear label. They will be bringing the bomb. Behind them, we've got F-16s from NMS, and we've got G-Tag up in the air in their F-16s. PTF Predator is in a Mirage. There's a beautiful plane. If you ever want to see a beautiful plane, there's a Mirage 2000 with a air-to-ground unguided missile package, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be one of the strike aircraft. Guys, I have a feeling that this is going to get crazy, and I'm going to have to create a separate stream video just for everything because I don't think I can track this many aircraft at the same time. I am turning into a bit of an octopus with the streaming, but this may be tough. What about the Mirage? Come on, Aaron, Swisso. Give me some love on the Mirages. All right. Let's put up the map here real quick. The job of the red team is to defend. The job of the blue team is to be offensive. I'm going to try to focus on the red team on the map just so that it's not doing any sort of delays in regards to, well, stream sniping, right? Just in case someone does decide to stream snipe, and I know that all the pilots who are flying are not going to, but just in case, I'll try to keep my camera on the red team a little bit more because they're in defense so that we're not revealing what is going to happen on the blue side. All right, let's bring up attack view here. And let's take a look to see what's happening. What do we have in terms of aircraft? Where are those Mirages? Okay, the Mirages are going in for a tank. Let's take a peek at those Mirages. Looks like they're topping up their fuel. Oh yeah, beautiful. Let's get a camera on the Mirage here. As PTF Predator is going to go and grab a little bit of fuel here before he carries out his strike mission. I think, I'm pretty sure that's where he's going. All right, let's leave that there, and let's put our other stream to good use. If we're looking at a Mirage tank, that leaves us with only one option. We're gonna watch the KAP team also chase down a tanker because I think that's what they're doing as well. Let's take a peek. Air brakes out. Oh yeah, they're definitely following that tanker. Beautiful formation, guys. Okay, not there. That was not too beautiful, but in general, it was beautiful up until that moment that I switched the camera. But I think they're just forming up again. All right, we got the camera on Rich. They got their brakes out. And I think they're running escort for the tanker. It's a tanker protection squad. And how's our Mirage doing? Our Mirage is starting to catch up to that KC-135 to drop off a little bit of fuel. Let me know how the if there's any desktop audio coming through. I don't think there is any. Let me get that fixed up for you, just so you can hear a bit of the engines. Somebody said once that it was kind of creepy and kind of silent, which I'm not a big fan of. Alright, so here's Predator lined up on that tanker, going to take some fuel. This is actually pretty dangerous because you do only have one life before you can, well, you have one life. But imagine if you experience a mid-air collision with a tanker. That would not be a good thing. I'll tell you guys that for sure. Alright, KAP's taking on some fuel. See if I can spot those guys, bring this up on the camera here. Like I said, we're going to try to focus on the red team here for the stream. That poor tanker is surrounded. There we go. Extended, and KAP's taking on the fuel. Let's take a look at them up close and personal. Do we have them here? There we go. Double refueling. Got some synchronized refueling going on. I do like the Typhoon as well, Pana. Definitely. Typhoon is a good looking plane. I'm going to go on mute for just a second. I'll leave you in this peaceful moment of refueling over Dubai. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I am not by myself. I've got Phoenix Task Force Gatling here. He is the air boss and one of the masterminds behind this competition here. Mr. Gatling, say hello.
Hello, Plasma. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for calling me in. I think it's good morning for you, good evening for me, good afternoon for wherever you are. And it's really a pleasure to join you up here for this event. Thank you.
This should be very exciting and a lot of fun. Now, I've switched over to the map view, and what I'll do is, Gatling, just for you, I'm going to stream my screen so you can see what I'm talking about as we just quickly discuss the map and what's happening here. So I'm gonna, let me know if you, this is kind of weird, I'm double streaming here.
Okay, give me a second to join the stream. Yeah, I can see your screen now.
All right, so this is the main map, and folks online are also looking at it. So we've got our line of demarcation running kind of east to west. We've got some carriers for the red team in the south here. Now, what's the plan here? What are we looking for? We're looking for the blue team to ingress and take out some targets, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so if you just give me 2-3 minutes, I'll quickly give you an overview of the scenario with respect to everything for you and for the viewers as well. So it's the ACES Large Force Employment Mission LFE 22, and it's the first mission of we are planning to run them again and again, maybe on the quarterly or bi-monthly basis. So that is the first one. So it is 22-1, and it's being flown on the Persian Gulf map right now, as you see. This red line is the bomb line for the red force, and if you join up for example, the game master towards the blue side, you will see a similar line drawn in front of the blue force as well. So these lines are available to the pilots in the F10 view app as well. They basically mark the home territory for the red force and the blue force. So the red force is towards the south, and the blue force is towards the northern side of the strait. For the Red Force, we have the air bases like they have shown, and the bullseye is upwards towards the north. The Ras Al Khaimah is the bullseye for the Red Force. For the blue, we have Kasab as the bullseye, and the Hawa Darya and the Bandar Abbas and Kasham as the friendly bases. The carriers are available towards both sides. AVAX is available towards both sides. However, AVAX will be available only during the engagement phase. So we have adjusted them in a manner that before engagement, like the timer is running, still 4 minutes to go, they don't have AVAX right now. It's only the JTAC to position themselves, to posture themselves, more so with an intent that you should not be able to see what your adversary is planning to achieve during this pre-engagement or the before engagement 30 minutes of time. So the forces will take off from their friendly bases. Everything, connection, respawn, refuel, everything is allowed, and this will be followed by a 30 minutes of pure engagement that we call as vol time for the mission. During that time, no further takeoffs will be allowed. Only the aircraft which are airborne, only they will be becoming the part of the engagement. The only exception is MiG-21 and the JATAC. Other than that, all the aircraft which are already airborne, only they will take part in the engagement. And if anybody crash during that time, there is no respawn allowed. So you have only one life per round for this mission. The No, unfortunately, that's not the part of this ACES LFE mission. That was only at the ACES tournament. It was more so, the intent behind ACES LFE was to generate a mission in which uh, people come together, they fly under some contracts as per their roles, and together we learn out of each other. So the Blue Force have the shared role, the escort role, strike role, similarly the sweep role, and you can see all of them are from different squadrons and everything. So they join together, they discuss their tactics in their confidential tactics channels. They made up their mind how would they ingress. They decided some contracts among themselves. So that is what the aim of the mission is, without any point scoring, and it was more so dedicated towards the teamwork and cohesion of different squadrons, and not towards the winning or losing mission. Yeah, I think these things need some serious skills. The formation takeoffs, formation landings, even the air-to-air refueling. These are the things which I think should never go unrewarded if they are in a competition. So that is why we designed the aces in a manner. So these basic skills of formation, refueling, and everything, they don't go unrewarded, and we maybe some points for them as a bonus or as whatever, so that teams can take benefit out of them.
Absolutely, and I think what I was just saying to Gatling, I had my mic muted, is that people are paying attention, asking these questions now. There you go, 47 seconds, after which folks can start their engagement. Now, Gatling, looks like so far everybody has teamed up with their wingman. So we've got GTAG together, we've got Phoenix Task Force kind of together, Top Hatters. So looks like first off, everyone is hanging out with whom they know, but as missile starts flying, this might start changing very quickly. You might have to work with somebody that you've not flown with before. I think this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Maybe they took off with their existing squadron members or everything, but as soon as the AVACs come online and the first missile goes in air, the entire thing will disintegrate into different pockets, and you may pair up with someone which is totally unknown to you, and you have to fight your way with him. So that's the aim of this entire mission.
Yeah, that's right, figuring it out. So let's see what KAP and PTF can do here in defense. Is it just KAP and PTF who are on the red side today? I'm not spotting other squads.
Yeah, towards the right side we have dedicated 51st, 100th, and PTF more so. These three squadrons are manning up towards the red side.
Oh, and look at that. We've got some PTF guys flying J11, so it's going to be not just KIA P51st 100s in the flankers. We've got a couple of PTF folks, a couple of JF-17s. Now, I thought there was going to be more JF-17s on the PTF side.
Yeah, we were planned to take 4 JF-17s. 4 JF-17s were allowed to the red side, but unfortunately, I think the 2 pilots had to drop out at the last moment. So maybe that's why they are not available. Otherwise, it was a 4-ship JF-17 planned towards red side.
Gotcha. And here we go. We've got the convergence started here. Look at that. We've got teams ingressing. What do we have here? We've got the tip of the spear. GTAG Ari coming in. F-16s lead the way here. There we go. Another GTAG member, Night Raid. And behind them, there's a little bit of flanking going on there. We've got F-18s, probably Top Hatters. Are they our strikers? Yeah, the Top Hatters and the F-18s are definitely our strikers here, Gatling. They're taking their time.
The F-18s are primarily in the strike role, being flown by the Top Hatters. 4-ship is in order to strike, and their targets, if I just quickly go over, the targets are the 3 runways. So we have given them targets of Sharjah runway, Dubai International, and the Al Minhad Air Force Base. So they have to take down 3 runways, and the destruction of any 2 out of these 3 will be the win condition for the Blue Force, and protecting any 2 out of 3 will be a win condition for the Red Force.
So what? Sorry, did you say Fujairah was one of the targets?
No, not Fujairah. Sharjah, Dubai, and Al Minhad.
Sharjah, Dubai. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I was thinking, how come the MiG-21s are on the other side? But they can always cut across. So the main strike is going to come really on the west coast of the peninsula here, by the looks of it. And I think that's where the Top Hatters are lining up. All right, off they go. Let's get some cameras mounted and let's start watching this. Let's start watching this show. This is definitely going to be interesting. I feel terrible because I have a feeling that I'm going to miss a lot of the action, but I think this is going to be one of those things where it's worth replaying it afterwards and creating a proper track, because there's going to be a lot of activity. I'm going to get a couple of cameras on some of the guys here who are in the air. I'm going to get a camera onto GTAG.
Great. So, firstly, it feels that the Blue Force is creating some luring trap towards the eastern side, drawing the initial cap action towards themselves so that to clear the avenue for the strikers. Looks like to me.
Yeah, definitely. The F-18s are standing off way in the back out here in the corner of the map. And they're probably going to come in from the north down to the east. But all the activity looks like Yeah, it looks like Spark and Magnet are heading over towards the G-Tag folks that are trying to approach it from the east side of the peninsula.
Yeah, because the with the consideration that there is no respawn, there is no rearming, and no refueling allowed except for the air-to-air refueling. Guys have to be really take care about their fuel as well and about their armament as well to field themselves or the entire force throughout the engagement time.
There are so many labels. You know what? I'm going to keep the labels off, guys, so just so that I can see the screen, because there is a lot of activity going on here. All right, so we've got Spark and Falcon and their JF-17s, and they're going to line up with Gory and Magnet. Now, there's a random Mirage flying around. I wonder if this Mirage is an ace in the hole. Maybe he's flying stealthy, quiet. I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. We've got a Notch from G-Tag Night Raid. What's he up to? What's going on here?
I think the G-Tag leading or the tip of the spear may be utilizing the same thing to establish maybe a grind or to lure the fight further towards the eastern side so that to pull as many caps away from the strikers as possible.
Well, whatever is going on, it's working. Look at this. The red team is peeling out, and they're all heading to the east side of the peninsula. They're leaving their bases open. Uh-oh. My only term here is uh-oh. And let's take a look to the west. All right, the F-18s have dropped their tanks, and the F-18 range to the targets is about 80-90 miles. Now, I think Falcon smells a rat here. He's decided to go and inspect the blue force on the northwest side here. So he's split off,
Yeah,
and he's with Gory, I think, right?
exactly.
With Spark.
JF-17 two ship is heading towards the northwestern side now, maybe handing over the targeting responsibility to the flankers of the Falcons coming up from behind to take up this eastern peninsula. And meanwhile, he himself tries to goes up for the strikers, I believe.
Yeah, he's definitely seeing somebody. So that's G-Tag Ari, who is turning in. The F-18s are all pulling back. So for those of you, so look at those F-18s. They're all pushing back. They know they're protecting their top hatters. We've got Wilty and Hajime and Hootie and EVD. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess it up. Deval in their Mirages.
Yeah, Deval is in Mirage 2000. I think only two Mirage 2000s flying today, Predator and Deval. And the F-18s may be pulling back because after all, we have to take out the SAM threats. So they need some support from the said element before that to take down. Otherwise, there's no option for them to go in wholeheartedly for the target engagements.
Right. I'm gonna zoom out here. It looks like we've got our first missiles out. We've got a missile out.
First, I will again.
Yep. AIM-120s. Here we go. From Gozar. His missile is on Roofies.
Yeah, so the action has started.
And we've got an ER from Roofies now. Let's see how his missile is doing. Second missile out. This one's tracking Gozar. Roofies is notching. And so is Gozar. I think both missiles are safe. Additional missiles out on Tech. So Tech is pulling away here. But he's got 3 missiles on him. Tech, do something, buddy. Because you got a lot of missiles heading for you. Tech is in the...
Missiles in the air from the F-15s as well. They are pretty high fast flyers right now, and I think exploiting their good energy shots, high PK, to keep the flank.
Absolutely. Top-down dive, and looks like... Looks like Tech has popped a missile, but he is doing a split S evasion. That missile is
That's
still on by the looks of it.
Kula also seems to be in trouble by that ET.
But
So we have a first.
who's down? Did we get somebody that's down?
Yeah, we got the first missile impact from Tech ET, and Kula is down. PTF Kula.
Ah, okay, gotcha. I missed that. I saw Tech launch something now. We've got G-Tag coming in for revenge. They're coming in fast right towards... Oh, there's Kula's body on fire. And there's the missile out of from Tech. I think Tech popped another ET. Yes, he did. It's a shot that's going upwards. Not sure what it's going to do. All kinds of possibilities, but... will it connect? No, that missile looks like it's trashed, but there is an ER from Roofies that is going out in support. And another ET.
Yeah, so if you see towards the western side now, the red force there is now definitely outnumbered with only 2 JF-17s and 1 J-11 is the chance for blue force.
Come on, Magnet, do something. I'm putting Magnet up on the screen. Magnet just got splashed. Poor Magnet. But that's what happens when you go head-to-head with Shaheen.
Yeah.
Spark sent out an SD-10. Let me see if I can track that missile. It's on G-Tag Ari. Where's that missile? Where's that missile? Looks like that missile... Nope, somebody else just got splashed. Things are falling out of the sky. Roofies is down as well. Alright, Tech is launching... Okay, Tech and Frosty are trying to get Night Raid surrounded. Night Raid's in a lot of trouble here. Night Raid's got 2 ERs coming at him. Can he outrun them? Nope, Night Raid is down.
Yeah, but he got one before dying, I think.
Indeed. Yeah, he took out Roofies now. We've got Aeolus. Again, 2v1. More launches from KAP. They are defending their space. At the same time, Breakshot is joining up. He's split off from the group and he's joining the PTF team on the west side of the map. Where's that view? Right there. So there's all kinds of activity going on. SD-10's flying off. A very angry looking ER from Breakshot. Looks like that one is on Ari or on... No, that missile is not. It's on the Mirage. Can the Mirage escape? No, the Mirage is now down. I think the SD-10 got him. I don't think the ER chased him down in time. But it doesn't matter. It's all about teamwork. PTF Spark just popped off another missile. And he's going defensive. He's being chased by one of his own. And Shaheen is now also launching on Breakshot. And we've got a merge on the other side. Gonna go side by side.
The blue force definitely needs to push in because it's 17 minutes left now. So that's why the top hitters are coming into action now.
Oh, there's a missile out on Gory from Aeolus. Gory is down. That just got neutralized. The blue team on the north of the peninsula got surrounded, but that didn't last very long. A couple of shots. All right. Oof. Just lost. Who did we just lose? We just lost Frosty, so it's Tech in pursuit of Aeolus now. You can take a look at Aeolus. What do we got? Aeolus is down to 4 aim 120s. He is running. And let's get a camera onto Techtanium. Tech is in pursuit, but looks like he's deciding to change his mind. He is down to 273s and ECM pods. He is not in the best place right now.
Yeah.
On the other side, the MiG-21s are going against an F-15. This should be interesting. Let's do this. Low altitude.
A pair can create wonders even against an F-15.
Oh, the F-15. I don't think Pjot saw them. Pjot's not looking down. He has no idea the MiG-21s are there. Look at him. He just overflew them. He's at
Yeah,
24,000. The MiGs are on the deck. If they can line up and get behind him, they're in trouble. All right, while that's happening, Coxie and Breakshot have formed up and they're pulling back. Falcon is in a little bit of trouble. Him and Spark are being pressed, and the main strike force is now coming in on the west coast. Now, who is aware of that? Do they have a GCI right now, Gatling?
yeah, both sides have the JTAC and GCS support, but only because of the red force have slightly lesser numbers. So I have allowed the JTAC to fly as well if it wishes to. Otherwise, both sides have the GCI available with them.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to put the camera back on Falcon here. And I'm going to get another camera onto Shake. Oh, we just lost Falcon. Shake is doing some low altitude sneaking. Falcon's down. He tried to run up against the wall of hostiles. More missile impacts. Not looking too good for him. All right, let's see what Spark can do. Spark is probably low in ammunition. He's got one SD-10. He's got two PL-5s. Spark, if I were you, I would shoot those missiles off ASAP. What do you think, Gatling? Shoot all you can, right? You're not in a really good spot.
Definitely.
Oof,
Exactly.
nope, no chance to use those missiles. So that red team just lost 3 missiles there.
So it's down to 2 MiG-21s and 2 Su-33s to the red side only, I believe.
And we've got 13 minutes to drop the bombs. Now let's take a look. Break shot is down to 1 ET, 3 ERs. He just notched a missile. And the MiG-21s are working the area behind him by the looks of it. Now I don't know if the MiG-21s are seeing these F-15s. Pjot is low. No, Pjot. Alright, Fastcar is climbing up towards Pjot, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to get him. I don't think he's getting the right GCI information.
Yeah, maybe the JTAC has decided to, take off on the MiG-29.
Could be. They could definitely use a GCI right here, right now, but alright, we've got GBU-38s out from the F-18s. These are on their way, and I think they're after the closest base that they could find. They're after Sharjah.
Yeah, probably for the Sharjah, we have AGMs, I think, going off as well to take down the Dubai threats.
Alright, so we got Titanium. He is still in the game. I don't know if you noticed him, Gatling, but I actually lost him on the... I didn't pay attention to him. Oh, hang on. We've got an R60 out on an F-15.
That's the MiG-21. Great.
Come on.
Seems like it's going to be set.
I think it's going to the sun. It's going into the sun.
Probably.
Alright, I'm going to put camera... There we go. Right on the tail of the MiG-21. This is it.
That, to see 2 MiG-21
Boom.
tracking down 2 F-15s.
Beautiful. That was a good effort. The missile's right on the... oh, look at those explosions. The missile's riding right behind that F-15. They turned into each other and dragged the MiG... They basically covered each other's 6 by turning into each other there.
Yeah.
Well, this, that meme, this escalated quickly. Yes, it did. Now, what's interesting is Titanium, poor Titanium, all by himself to the north. He is running as quick as he can. He's got a tough battle ahead of him. He's got 2 F-15s just south of him, and he's also got, there he is right there, and he's in pursuit by F-16s. All we can do is hope that Tech can outrun them. He is expending a lot of his fuel, and there's bombs heading for the bases. GBU-38s. Both bases are in real trouble. And it looks like Breakshot and Coxie are pulling back.
Yeah, I think they're pretty low on the armament as well.
And we just lost Titanium. Titanium, I'm pressing F to pay respects. That was an amazing set of maneuvers. You went north, you came back around, you tried to form up with the group, but you didn't quite make it. You had those 16s on your 6 chasing you down. Gatling, I think this is it. This is getting intense. Because there's a lot of bombs. I as good as the flankers are, I don't think that I have a feeling that in this particular case, the bombs are going to get to the airbase.
Yeah, seems like there are a lot of GBU-38s, and 2 of them definitely will make it to the base.
Now the S125s are just chilling out. Looks like they didn't fire. Again, we'll put one camera on the airbase here. And let's see if I can get a second camera on the other airbase.
And we have Predator running in between the defenses.
Oh, there you go. There's the bomb hits on the one airbase. And there's Predator. I think Predator's just showing off. First airbase has been hit.
Yeah.
Missile on him. I'm not seeing hits on the airbase, though. Not seeing explosions. Are those bombs? No, those bombs are still inbound. The second air... There you go. There's the hits. There's the first GBUs hitting the ground. There's some that are coming in a little bit wide. I'm going to switch over to that view here. Hello, GBUs? I think all the GBUs have hit the ground. All right, well, let's watch Predator do his thing. Hopefully he doesn't get... he is low. He got... Oh, I think I'm seeing some ADA. No, that's his chaff. So there is an S-125 site next to this airbase here.
Yeah,
but
all bases have higher defensive and ACAC.
So while we got distracted, Breakshot decided to... There you go. Coxie. Coxie's going after the Mirage. While we were paying attention to the bombs dropping, KAP said, well, you know what? We're going to have some fun here. And now we've got the Mirage running for his life while he's got Coxie on his 6 o'clock in pursuit. Get a little bit of dogfight action here. Let me get a split screen going here. It's time for revenge.
Yeah.
Coxie's down to guns.
Coxie's like, now you're in my territory, so no problem, I'll go up with the guns.
Well, you know those Mirages, they can be real tough. If you get a pilot in there that knows what they're doing. Alright, this is pretty exciting. Gun rounds? Coxie, what's your bullet, buddy? Uh-oh.
The Predator is dropping the bombs, getting rid of the, I think, rated down armament first.
Oh, look at those bombs falling all around them as they're flying through. Look at that. ADA, fire. It's madness. I think that... I have a feeling that Coxie's out of ammo. He's out of there. Good run, Coxie. Time to go home and rest. And that is one heck of a low-flying Mirage.
Yeah.
All right, so with 6 minutes left, what's our map looking at like? I'll switch over to the map view. Let's get everybody an idea of what's happening here. And hopefully you can still see my screen.
Just give me a sec. Yeah, I can see that.
Predator is still having fun over the airbase. I think he's just going for the awesome points. I'm surprised that the S-300 didn't activate. I mean, there's one S-300 missile flying here, but it's there's not a lot of them. So the air defenses were not as aggressive as I would have thought them to be. We've got the MiG-21s taking off again, but I think at this point, I don't think there's another strike coming because there's only 5 minutes left.
Yeah, I think all of them are on RTB now and planning to land.
So let's take a quick look here. Our final results were the two flankers, Breakshot and Coxie, survived. And the MiG-21s both went down. They're back up in the air, but from the strike force, I think we only had losses. Let's take a look here. You probably will have a better tally here. I see Aeolus, Brainiac, and Pjot back in formation in their F-15s. Hootie and Ari are together. Wilty and Hajime in their F-16s. And the top hatters, I see 4 top hatters. No, correction, I see 5 top hatters. Showtime, Adler, and Nick Maxim, and Falcon and Zero, they're all coming back.
Yeah, I think the entire strike package for the 4 F-18s with their 1 Ascot F-18, they are heading back. The set package are very so. Basically, it's I think the same thing. The sweep towards the blue side, try to lure the cap towards the eastern peninsula while giving a safe way to the strikers and to the set package so that they can fulfill their job. I think that they succeeded in doing that. That's my personal opinion.
Yep, they drew the planes away, and then they executed their strike. The standoff launches on those bombs definitely made a big difference. I am not sure what Coxie's doing. He's doing some fancy landing here. You see this Gatling? That was a pretty steep dive. I wonder if he's out of fuel by this point.
Yeah, probably, he's also having a good time.
Absolutely.
Being the few survivors from the red side. Red Force, I think, definitely has a loss from the right word go because of the, some of the missing slots. The 2 MiG-21 slots got missed. And similarly, just at the last moment, the 2 ship JF-17s has to drop out. So they are definitely at a disadvantage from the word go, I guess.
I think so too, and I'm just looking at the, I'm rewinding the TAC view right now, and just looking at the flow here, and we can replay that back for the folks here. Let me switch my screen sharing so that you can see what I'm talking about as well. Stand by for a second.
Sure.
It's a lot easier to share and talk about things when you can see what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
All right, let me know if you can see my TAC view. We can do a quick play-by-play here.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Alrighty. So here's our initial setup. Everyone's in the air, everyone's fueling up, and I think this is where the strike begins.
Yeah.
Now, initially there was a general flow across the center, but very quickly that started to change around because everybody got redirected to the 6th ship coming in from the east, and majority of the forces flowed that way. The MiG-21s did swing to the west, and then we ended up with PTF team handling the west side and the KAP guys going east. Launches.
Personally, I think.
Go ahead.
Personally, I think red towards the, for example, western side right now, the 2 ship J11s and 2 ship JF-17s, they made a slightly quick decision to push in too forward out of their defended areas. After all, their responsibility is primarily cap and to defend their home territory. The preferably they should stay closer to their home base, as close as possible, and should hold their ground instead of pushing in too aggressively towards the blue force, that will create some problems for them by virtue of numbers as well. And I think they will get threats from all directions, which would be not be a very good position for them to have.
Absolutely. And yeah, I'm just looking at this at the maximum spread right around here. Let's see, when the first missiles are out, there is 58 nautical miles between the elements, the very edges of them, and 14 miles in the western side, and then the eastern side, 20 nautical mile spread. And
Yeah, so
yeah, I think this may have been too wide of a net to cast.
So just consider the JF-17s and the J-11 in the same line or in the same crescent shape with the Su-27 and Su-33. So the blue force would definitely be drawing in closer towards the SAM threats, which they don't want to do. So the sweep becomes a no factor. SEAD has to push in front, and I think they can utilize that in a better manner as per the cap role for them.
I'm in definite agreement because right now out here they've extended quite a bit of ways out, and for example the SA-15s here, which will have, I think the SA-15, is that the Buk or is that the Tor?
Yeah.
So I think the, yeah, whether it's the Tor or the Buk, it'll have a 15 to 20 mile range. But I don't think anybody entered that air defense zone. I'm just looking here. These guys never got
Yeah,
activated.
the most of the engagement took outside any SAM defended areas. Only I think the strike on this yard in the last 5 minutes came into for the weapon employment. Otherwise, the SAM defended area, I think, was not utilized to that extent to which it has potential.
Yeah, there. Well, the Sam's got a couple of shots down. Here's a harm getting shot down by the S300. But yeah, there's not a lot of missiles flying around. And I think there might have been a couple of launches against Predator, but I don't think he minded.
Yeah, I think he was like chilling around into enemy territory, like it's his own.
I think Coxie ran out of bullets here. I really think he ran out of bullets.
Yeah,
And
I think
then the ZSU fired some rounds, but Predator had the magic of the Mirage. So there we have it. That was. Are we having a second round here, Gatling?
Yeah, we have the planned second round and just waiting for the aircraft to land back. I think many of them have already landed. It's getting darker as well. As soon as the aircraft lands back, we will have a server reset and the same setup will be flown again.
Fantastic. I wonder. You know what? I would love to get into the red team side and listen into what they're talking about right now in the blue side. I'm thinking blue is pretty happy. The red has a few lessons learned.
Yes, let's see. This time the red force changes their plan, the blue side changes their plan, or would they go up? What are the odds? What do you think? The blue force will go up for the same thing, or they will try something different?
Well, you know, it's the old adages. I know that you know that I know, and that you know that I know. So in theory, they could do the exact same thing, and as long as they don't turn on their radars on the F-18s, they won't know who's the strike package. It could work.
And what do you think for the red side this time?
Oh, this is a tough question. Honestly, I don't know if I would climb up and get too high of an altitude. I would take a position back here. I would probably put the JF-17s a little bit further out and higher up, and just put them in a cruising position, and then have the flankers back here, because the KIP, the 100 and the 51st, they are masters at going high and fast. If they're in position down here along the bottom of the map near the AWACSs, then they can do a, let me see if I can do that. They can do a pincer flight up this way, or they can do a pincer flight up this way, and pick up enough speed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, now they have flown the first round and they know that strike package has to come in from the western flank and similarly the escorts. So maybe holding your territory for a slightly longer time, maybe taking off just in the last 1 minute, staying into your home territory for a slightly longer time to draw the blue force, make them starve on fuel, make them starve on weapon, do some grinding maneuver, hold your territory, and then within your SAM defended, just at the boundaries of the SAM defended areas, like you said, taking the GIFs maybe more towards the western flank, so that you have them all contacts catered for, and not that lane is getting too much linear in terms of numbers.
Now, question for you. Did the blue team achieve their objective? Can you tell? What's the determination? Is it how many bombs hit the runway?
The planned their objectives has to be that it should be two craters on the runways. So I think because I was swapping it up between your screen and the game master as well. So if I remember correctly, you announced the craters on the one runway, and we saw Predator doing some damage to the other runway.
Yeah, I'm looking around right now trying to spot the craters, but I am not quite seeing, not quite sure. Okay, does that look like two craters? Come on, camera. No, those are... Okay, there's one crater right in front of us, right in the middle of the runway. And I'm going to switch my camera out so you can actually see that. So you know what I'm talking about. Because you're probably thinking, what the heck is Plasma talking about? What
No, sorry,
craters?
because I can see your TAC view right now.
Yep. Switching it over for you right now. And I'll switch it over for the folks as well. There you go. Let's get the primary screen going here. And let's bring up that the review. Okay. So what airbase am I looking at here? I'm looking at Dubai International.
Okay,
Let me know if
so
you can see
that's
my
Predator.
screen. Yeah, so there's
Yeah, I
one
can see
crater
that.
and there's a second crater. So Dubai International is hit. Now, is that
Yeah,
considered? That's considered a win, right? Because it was any air base, two hits, or is it two air
yeah.
bases?
The No, it has to be two of the three. So Dubai, Sharjah, and Manhad. Two have to be with two runways, two craters. So either Sharjah and Dubai or whatever.
Yeah, let's take a look at Sharjah, because the third one was definitely not hit. I'm just gonna look around here. I'm gonna bring up our brightness here so that I can see something a little better. It's getting a little too dark.
Yeah.
Now, do you see any hits?
Unfortunately, no. Maybe because of the stream, but I.
Now, I know there was a few bombs that missed, so I'm gonna drag my attack view back here, so you should be able to see my attack view, and I'm gonna do a quick review on the attack view as well.
And meanwhile, I think the aircraft are also landing within 1 to 2 minutes. So maybe we'll have an early server reset for the next round. Yeah, only 5 aircraft remains, which are on their final approach now.
So I'm looking at the launches against Sharjah. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a harm hit the S-125 site, and this was well timed because the S-125 could shoot down bombs. Then there's a GBU-38. And which runway were they hitting? Okay, I think the impact we have to look for is on the secondary runway on Sharjah. Let's take a peek. Somewhere near this MTLB SA-13. There you go. There's one crater on Sharjah.
Plasma, I would like just beg leave for a minute or so to get the
Absolutely.
server reset for the next round, and I'll be back.
Absolutely. I'm going to do a print screen of this crater, and I'll take a quick break too. I'll put the awesome intro you guys made for ASUS as our intermission.
Great. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. All right, guys, super quick break, and we'll be back with round 2. And let's see if the red team is going to go aggressive or stay defensive. What do you guys think? And yeah, I'm just looking at this. Alright guys, so I'm back here and just watching this chopper flying around, but I figured that I drop my Discord channel there and see if you guys want to jump in and chat about what you saw. Hey, I see... Hey Wiz, welcome to the live stream, buddy.
Oh, this is a live stream?
Oh yeah. Were you watching the Aces competition? I jumped in here and I sent the Discord channel to a few folks who were watching it, saying that they can jump in here and while we wait for the intermission, we can chat. Did you get a chance to see it?
I was looking for someone to fly. Where's the live stream at? It's on YouTube?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Here, let me
there it
drop
is.
you the
I
link.
see it. I see it. I see it.
This was a really interesting engagement. So the purpose of the mission here was to do a blue force attack from the north and red force defense. So red force fielded Su-33s, 27s, 2 MiG-21s, and 2 JF-17s. And they had a force of 16s and 18s come in as aggressors, as cap and engagement first, followed by a strike group that came in and, well, basically went after them, went after their air bases.
Okay, cool.
And, well, they did get a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit too overextended, I think. You know what I'll do? And hey, here's Zero. I think you guys are gonna go fly. I don't think you guys are gonna watch.
What are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing a live stream, guys. And
Oh,
it's not...
sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. You can hang out here. I'll share my screen and I'll switch over to TAC so the other guys can on the stream can watch something while we talk about this, and they're welcome to join the Discord channel and also jump in. But here, I'll put up the TAC view, guys, and I'll show you guys what happened in the air. Let me know if you can see it.
All right, stand by. I'm switching screens.
Mr. Zero,
Yes.
you see the TAC view?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Okay, so the red team has to defend these 3 air bases. The blue team carries it out an attack coming in from the north. So there was moments of beauty here when the 151st took off, because they would do that. They went for a nice top up and refueling. They had the 27s in reserve, and they had J11s as well as JF17s from this other base here. They also had a couple of MiG-21s coming out of the base on the east side of the peninsula. Their opposing force was, well, everything and anything here. They had this was basically everybody who's been in Aces was here. So the German G66 team, PTF, G-Tag, Top Hatters. There was actually 2 Mirages, Wiz. You'll be impressed to see that. And I'm going to go a little bit zoomed out here, and I'll get rid of the label so you can see the order of battle that. So there was a 30-minute warm-up, during which time the AWACS was not available, and the GCI was able to position aircraft. But the AWACS was not turned on. So this is pre-match. Two of the J-11s are heading to the north, 2 JF-17s as well, and also 2 of the Su-27s. And a 4 ship of 33s were down here. And this is when the battle started. They had F-16s coming in from the north, F-15s high and fast, and 18s and 16s in rear guard. And the strike package was right up here to the northwest, Wiz.
See it. Yep.
So here's the feigning maneuver. 4, 6, so 6 ships are heading off to these guys here, leaving only 4 defenders on the west side of the coast. The F-18s were just chilling out, taking their time, while this got into a heck of a fight, as you would expect, of course, right? Missiles flying fast and furious. And here we end up with 3v4. This just turned into a real mess. And I think at this point, Breakshot and Coxie redirected, because I think at this point they realized that there's actually the main strike force is coming from this side. And they break off from the group down here. Where's Coxie here? I'll put Cox. That's Tech. There we go. That's them. So they came in as part of a 4 ship. They realized what happened was, and then they turn and head out to support the JF-17s. And they turned a 4v2 versus a 4v4. Got some splashes. Set up a chainsaw. And then extended out. They were down. They were very low on missiles by this point. I think they had 1 ER each. The Jeffs got swarmed, as you might expect. Splash. Splash. I think at this point the Jeffs had PL5s and at least 1 SD10 each. Titanium got baited out. He got chased. He chased somebody way up to the north here. Where is he here? There's Titanium. So he runs all the way up north. It's a 2v2. It looked good, but he got pulled out from the main group. And then, as you can expect at this point,
The strike package is coming in.
Yep. And these guys are out of missiles and out of fuel. And there's the GBU-38s coming down. Now this was actually interesting. If you rewind the stream, Coxie did decide to cause some trouble, and he started chasing the Mirage around. The funny thing is, I think, and we'll find this out afterwards, but I think Coxie ran out of bullets because he was pretty aggressive with his rounds, and the Mirage survived and RTB'd home. And the strike package as well. 1 life, except for the MiG-21s that can respawn. Everybody else only has 1 life. And strike package hit their targets. So that was part 1, Wiz. And 0. Now they're going to have a round 2 rematch.
The same scenario.
Yep, same scenario, same bat time, same bat channel. Just jumping back in and... Gatling, who's the organizer and he was the air boss, his thoughts were that the defenders extended too far out. None of the S-300s fired, and
they never had an overhead cap.
Yeah,
they should have kept a 2-ship overhead cap no matter what. Maintain that discipline. Do not go out and engage that they were there solely for the purpose of fending from the strike group.
And this is actually something I didn't notice, but this is actually a good observation here. What was the launch distance on those GBUs? That was about, I think that's the distance that they dropped the GBUs at.
15 miles. Or
Uh,
30 miles,
30
30 miles.
miles? 30 miles?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
more than enough time to get up in their face and shoot them down, right?
If you have overhead cap, it would extend, say, directly overhead your protected units out into the shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 10 miles from the shoreline. And you do a racetrack in the direction of the shoreline. Once you soar, you would only engage on targets that were coming directly towards the right.
Yeah.
And you could just do a 2-ship cap. You could, just dedicate 2 units to that.
Gotcha. Yeah, we were thinking that the KAP 51st and 100th, because they are high and fast, if they set up a defensive perimeter maybe back here, then they could pincer up to the north from the west or the east, depending on where they saw the hostiles coming in.
I don't know. I think that's too low. I think that's too far
south?
back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's too far south.
More like right up here kind of thing? Right above
Yep.
the targets?
I think right above the targets. And you're setting up a bar cap, which is a barrier cap.
Back and forth, right?
You can go back and forth, or you can go sort of follow the coastline up and down.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't
But-
think we saw that.
Yeah, and the whole point is anything that gets within 30 miles of this cap, you engage. Anything else, you leave it alone.
Yeah, right here, it actually looked pretty good. So these guys have established that bar cap right there, the 100.
No, I don't think that's not a cap. That's not a cap at all. A cap would be a continuous racetrack. You would just see a continuous racetrack.
You're right. Yeah, they did their fuel top ups, and then they just went
And then
out. And right there, this is just a dogfight. This is a battle. This is not a. Yeah.
I mean, standard plan would always be. See, you have a cap set up down there, and I don't understand why to the south they have those two guys
The
going back and
21s?
forth. No, all the way to the south.
Oh, these are fuelers. These are the radars.
Oh, okay, those.
Yeah,
That's their fuel.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuelers, fueler up
All right.
here, radars down here. I think the only chainsaw that I saw, the only grinder, was the 2 JF-17s here.
Yeah, it's not the grinder that matters. It's just establishing a cap pattern that in doing so, you have to follow your rules of engagement. You only engage on targets heading towards the objective. And that's the hard part. You can't be disciplined and say, "Oh, I see a guy," and then take off after him. You have to say, "No, I have to wait. I have to wait. I have to wait," and boom. And it might be too close because your cap would have to be outside of just a random AMRAM shot as well.
Right. And some reserves as well. If the front guys get hit, that there's reserves that can pull in. This was.
What are you guys looking at?
Hey,
Looks like silly string.
we are looking at silly string. So so we're actually live streaming right now. There's like 20 people watching. This is Ace's 22-1, the large force employment. It's got everybody in there. It's got
Wow.
Let's see here. Currently in the server, we have NMS, GTAG. We've got the KIP guys, top hatters. I think we're looking at like 45 aircraft.
Wow.
Yep. And it's basically the red team the silly string in the red has to defend their 3 air bases down here, and the silly string up north has to come in and drop some bombs. So,
Oh, got it. Okay.
yep. So I was going to go, I think they're getting ready on the ground. and the stream
No
is
problem.
running. If you guys want to watch it in the background.
Yeah, we'll watch the stream. We'll be
Yeah.
quiet. if
Oh
we
no
need
no
to.
no no! You guys are drop the comments. What I got to do is I got to go back to the Aces channel with Gatling, because he's the air boss. So we kind of go back and forth because he's got the same camera views, so he can direct me when something interesting happens. So that's very helpful because he's got real time feed of the, well, good luck spotting what's going on with so many planes, right?
Right.
Roger that.
But I'm gonna bust out. The stream is still running, and
We can talk in this channel without coming on your screen. Right?
absolutely. I'm gonna jump out, guys. Fly safe, and I'll be back.
All right.
Peace.
See you later.
Alrighty, we're back in the saddle here. We've got aircraft setting up, people loading in, and well, we saw how that went. Will it change around one more time? So want to call out Fox 3 Managed Solutions, fox3ms.com. He is the sponsor for these amazing servers that we're flying on. Fox3ms has servers that are hosting services for multiple squadrons, multiple teams. I think he's up to 60, 70, 80 clients. Scalable servers, fast servers. So if you guys want to get your squad flying, practicing, if you need to host a tournament, all that can be set up by Fox3MS Solutions, fox3ms.com. All you got to do is say, here's how many people I'm expecting to fly. Here's the region I need it in, North America or Europe. And here is what I need for access. The servers will come pre-configured with the ability to do TAC-view live streams, just like I'm doing here. And they'll also include the ability to get managed very effectively. So you don't need to do any installations. You don't need to mess around with installing SRS. The servers are pre-configured. You drop in and go, which is pretty awesome. So fox3ms.com. And these servers are smooth. That's the other important thing. They are smooth and stable. So for your squadron needs, go to fox3ms.com. Got to practice my radio voice here. All right, let's take a look. We've got GTAG back in their F-16s. Lots of AIM-120s. I'm not seeing too many AIM-9s. F-18s. These are the top headers. Showtime. Looking pretty good there with some bombs. Rich is going all out in the Su-27 KIAP. 4 ERs. No, hang on. We're talking, no, we've got 6 ERs. 73s and ETs. GTAG. A couple of them have AIM-9s on their planes. F-18s for PTF with 120s. All right, Mr. Tectanium. Tech fired a lot of missiles during the last round. Had a long, excellent run up north and back south. Got a bit drawn out, but he came back, but was being chased the whole way by an F-16, but he is going for more missiles now. He's got his ECM pods. All right, let's keep going through our aircraft here. Shaheen. AIM-9s. I'm seeing AIM-9s on these guys. All right. Tactical Group G66. Awesome F-15s with their beautiful print. I think they had a couple of splashes. They went up against those MiG-21s. At least they got a couple of MiG-21s. I've seen that for sure. They turned into each other and then dragged the MiG-21s into the wingman's HUD and splashed those MiG-21s. They've got a couple of AIM-9s just for those MiG-21s. Back to the top hatters on the carrier. Fully loaded. And there's those guided bombs. Couple of harms. So this is our seed package. NMS. They're going to be bringing in the harms to take out the air defenses. And also GTAG. They've got a couple of harms on their aircraft as well. So it looks like the F-16s. And, oh, we got the first guys in the air. These are G66. Up and at 'em. While they go up in the air, let's take a quick look and see what our layout is here. We are definitely looking short on the red side. There's only 12 folks on the red side versus 21. Red side could definitely use a few more bodies. Versus 21 are not the odds that I would like to have here. Everyone's flying out of the same base this time. Or at least the J11s. Now, do we have JF-17s? Yes, we do. And we're up to 4 JF-17s. Excellent. This will give the aircraft a little bit more reach and Fox 3 capabilities. So this is looking pretty good. Having only 2 JF-17s definitely makes a difference. Alright, let's keep an eye on the KAP, folks. As they get ready, I'm going to put the camera onto brake shot here in number 24. And we can watch his taxi and takeoff. It is definitely going to be a good sight to see. Doing some keyboard stuff here in the background. Let's go split screen and let's get some of the blue team's planes up on this one as well. All right, who do we have on the blue side here? Blue Force. Let's get these labels going. Top hatters are. Looks like they're doing a carrier takeoff. There's the load up. So for those who are wondering, the carrier view is coming from a 3060 Ti, and the second screen is running off of a 3090. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a remote connection to the aircraft, so that to the second computer, so that I can stream it. And FOSCheck. Grab a team, grab a squad, and there's more of these coming. I'm not sure if you're flying with the squad or not, but ACES was open to a lot of folks. I kind of got pulled into it to fly with VMFA and RS, and this was an excellent experience. All right, let me get the brightness corrected on the on this session here. I think I was streaming the night flight. Yeah, that's why it's so bright. Let's get this a little darker here. That's more like it. Not sure why my gamma keeps resetting. There we go. That's a lot prettier. So we got some carriers, and let's see what's going on here on the other side. Let's pull real-time telemetry from the server. There we go. We're up and running. And we've got TAC view as well. Everyone's getting ready to fly and deploy. Maybe get some Soviet synthwave going on in the background while we wait. Tankers are in the air. Blue Force. G66 are up. GTAG is up. And so is a few of the PTF folks. The NMS folks, those are the seed teams. And there we go. We got Top Hatters Adler rolling out. Let's get an awesome camera view here for you guys. Wings are opening up. Here's Adler coming in for a takeoff off of the carrier. There you go, Adler's in the shuttle. Packing a couple of Sparrows, AIM-120s and AIM-9s. I'm not seeing carrier crew around him. I wonder if they're not rendering. Pre-check. Make sure all the surfaces are good. So while Adler's standing by, we're going to watch the JF-17s that are rolling out. Just standing by there. Thanks, folks. Check. Yeah, if you rewind this, this is a second flight. Should definitely be interesting. The first one was a bit of a challenge, and my apologies for any of the teams whose skins did not load up. There you go. We got a second aircraft on the carrier, getting ready for launch as well. It's going to be a 2-ship takeoff, perhaps. Or he's just taxiing. No, he's definitely not taxiing. They're all lining up for their launches here. There we go. That's the view that we want, guys. 2 Hornets side by side, ready to blast off of the carrier here. There's still 12 minutes left that the teams have to load up and get ready. During which time it's all about getting prepared, getting set up, figuring out what they're going to do. I think that a lot of those discussions are happening on the red team right now. We don't see the 51st and the 100th taking off. They're in tight coordination here, just in the parking lot. They're chilling out in the parking lot, figuring out their order of battle. Let's bring those guys up here. Let's take a peek. Maybe we can figure out what they're saying based on their head movements inside their airplanes. Breakshot, Frosty and Coxie, Gory and Magnet, and Tech and Yambo. I will attempt to figure out what Breakshot is saying. Unfortunately, he's got his air on, and I cannot read his lips, guys. I really tried. Hang on. Not going to work. But the flankers are staying put this time. They're not in the air. They're not refueling. They're all going for maximum missile loadouts because they know they will be fully engaged. Last flight, the 100s did not bring any of the R-73s. I think that Mirage has now updated their policy on what they should be bringing because now they've got R-73s attached along with their ERs and ETs. Everyone's fully loaded. There you go. We've got PTF rolling up. Gory's up. Taxiing out. Carriers takeoffs are happening in the meantime. There we go. Full afterburner on showtime. And he's up. Oh, did we just have an abort on the takeoff for showtime? Yeah, it looks like showtime has aborted his takeoff. Not sure why. Oh, I think he's waiting for his wingman on the strike package side. A couple of those guys took off without bombs, so they could be just seed or cap support. Okay, we're going to leave the cameras on the F-18s here. And jump back in over here. So what do we got going on here? Red team definitely needs a couple more bodies. DCS is definitely a bit more complicated, Paul. It's not just navigation and flight, it's weapon employment, radar employment, evasion tactics. There is quite a bit to it. It's extremely rewarding, but extremely challenging. I'll tell you that. You can fly for a year or 6 months and still feel a struggle. So the most important thing with DCS is not to give up. Do not give up, do not give up, do not give up. Eventually you'll be able to do carrier takeoffs and all kinds of awesome stuff, but that all does take time. And it comes to you in waves. You know, it's that Dunning-Kruger effect where you think to yourself, well, I think I'm good. And then all of a sudden you come across something and you realize, nope, I still got a lot more to learn. Most important thing that I can recommend for those who have not flown in DCS who are watching this or who are starting out is do not get frustrated. Practice, practice, practice. Run those individual missions that come in the game, the instant action and the campaign stuff. That'll teach you the basics. And then go into servers, but you will get punished there. Set up your own scenarios. You've got a mission editor where you can just put a couple of hostiles in there. There's a few missions you can download from Eagle Dynamics store. There's free missions you can try out. And yeah, definitely a big deal. There you go. That's the right attitude from Zero. See you in the game. That's where it's at. But Zero forgets, it's not game, it's life. All right, let's get serious here. We've got two Su-27s. Yambo and Tech are rolling out. Break shot with the 100s. Coxie, Frosty. They're one body short from the last flight. Gory and Magnus right behind them. All right, there's our flanker setup. Let's go into attack view and take a look at the world as it stands right now and see what's happening in the big picture. Switching over to attack view here. All right. So here's the defenders. PTF, KA, P100 and 51st. taxiing out. JF-17s. Where are our JF-17s? The JF-17s are on the runway as well. They're also on the ground. They're not popping up into the air yet. Do we still have MiG-21s? I'm not seeing MiG-21s. All right. Meantime, blue team is starting to form up. F-18s are in the air. The top hatters have all launched of the carrier, and they're back to their routine. They're setting up their formation. Let's go into airplane view here for a second and get our camera out on these F-18s here. Top hatters are getting ready for that strike into enemy territory. Flankers are spooling up and taking off from the red bases. Chess pieces are being put in place, and this is going to... let's see how this plays out. Lessons learned from both sides. 1816s. PTF. Again, everybody's staying with their squad mates that they've flown with. It takes months and years to develop those CRMs. There you go, the DK effect, absolutely. The DK effect, you got it. Now look at these guys just drilling holes in the sky, climbing up 27, 27. Top hatters know what they're doing. Look at that beautiful formation. Are these two ship formations? No, these are solid single planes. Just a nice spread this way. They can get all shot at the same time with a missile. The NMS folks, these are going to be their seed. And I believe a couple of these planes back here are also going to be seed as well. Now, what's happening here with the strike force? Sorry, the air engagement group. Let's take a look here. Kula, F-18, GTAG Gozar, NMS, Vetus, and Aeolus tied together. And we've got the F-15s running their circuit. They're Mach 0.82 at 35,000. They're saving their fuel. They can do this for a long time. They've got bags and bags of fuel. They're good. Okay, while this is happening, we've got engines spooling up on the 51st. Here's tech. Non-afterburner takeoff. These guys are watching their fuel. If this was an aces match, you guys are getting 10 points for that formation takeoff right there. Beautifully done. Expect nothing less from KAP. Su-27s in the air. And we've got Break Shot bringing his guys in. KAP 100. There's only 2 minutes for aircraft to take off. If they don't take off in the next 2 minutes, they are no longer allowed to take off. This is a really, really time-constrained mission. You have to do things by a certain time, otherwise you are not in it. There you go. Up in the air. Break Shot and Coxie. Frosty's behind them. Gory and Magnet next up. Full afterburner takeoff. They've got a minute to get in the air. While this is all happening, the blue team is still drilling holes in the skies and getting themselves positioned. Remember, the GCI in this case is able to guide and pre-position the groups and give them awareness, but there is no data link until the actual engagement starts. $40 to go. PTF JF-17s are up. Let's find their, J11s. Let's find their JF-17s. Why are their JF-17s not in the air? Oh no! No! This is not good. No! This is tragic. Looks like we have a collapsed gear on a JF-17. Nose down. Everybody, this is the earliest time you can press F in the feed to pay respects to Falcon. Poor Falcon. Alright, it's on. Where are those JF-17s? We're looking at 21 versus 13 on the red side. 21 aircraft coming in, 13 defending. As mentioned by Gatling and by Wiz in the assessment of the last match, set up the defensive perimeters above your air bases. Do not extend. You've got S-125s. Those are SA-3s. You've got SA-10s back here backing you up. Let those fire some missiles out on hostiles. I'm going to bring up TAC view and get some split screen action going on. I'm going to put the first camera onto the JF-17s here. And let's get a second set of cameras. Who is the tip of the spear here? Looks like Gozar is pushing in. And so are the F-15s. Now, look at this group right up here. Ari, Houthi. Let's take a look and see what Ari and Houthi are bringing to the match. Let's get them on the scopes here. Where are they? Here we go. Now, what's Ari got? Ari's flying a air support. They're not bringing the harms. So these guys are the second side of the pincer. Let's get them up on the board as well. Side by side, we've got the JF-17s, the red team down below. We've got the blue team coming in from the west on the top view. And so here's what I'm seeing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but we've got one group here, second group on this side, and now they're making their run at the defenders here. This is a tight 4-ship formation. We've got 2-ship, 2-ship, 2-ship. So we got 6 plus 4. We got 10 guys coming in against 13 defenders. And this is not even the strike package. This is just their assault. Okay, there we go. We've got Yambo and Tech and their Su-27s. They're setting up an east-west patrol. This way, if they need to, they can rapidly extend out and engage. At the same time, there's some refueling happening by the KAP-100s. Gory and Magnet are starting to engage the western group, or at least they're flying west. Oh boy. Sorry about all the heavy breathing. This is pretty stressful, guys. Thanks for the F, guys. Sorry, I look up to the chat to go like, hey, what's happening? Because if you could see this, I have 3 monitors going. I've got the 2 feeds from DCS at the same time as the TAC view, as the YouTube comments, and then of course the OBS that's mixing it all together. So I'm trying to keep this as entertaining as possible But I definitely am turning into an octopus. All right. Yambo, Tech, SU-27s. Looks like they might be setting up a racetrack down here. Spark and Predator. They're locking in, staying right above the targets. Nito as well. Gory Magnet. Also setting up a defensive position. This might take a while, which is, I'm okay with that. What do they call about flying an airplane in combat? It's hours of tedium and boredom followed by moments of panic. And let's check out, look at that Frosty grabbing some fuel. That's print screen worthy, guys. Let's put that on the big screen for a second here, because that's just absolutely beautiful, guys. There's Frosty. Oh, not sure who 99 is, but he is trying to get that fuel. Frosty's locked in. See, no air collisions, guys. Every single aircraft here counts. Tell me that's not beautiful. Just taking a moment to appreciate this. Where's my view here? Sorry guys, I just, it's those moments of zen that are quite beautiful, and thanks to the 100th for giving that to me. I appreciate it amongst all the hectic madness. This is beautiful. But let's get back into the mission. Let's get that TAC view up, because we've had a little bit of developments here. We've got first missiles out, and while I was watching all that, we've got ERs out from Tech and Yambo. Let's get a second camera onto Yambo. Notch, notch, notch. All right, first splash. Tech has taken out G-Tag Gozer with an ER. Second ER is going stupid. And Tech and Yambo are notching and evading this AIM-120. There's the first splash. And that missile is no factor. They are safe. They came in, did a standoff launch, pushed off GTAG from coming in. Night Raid is now recommitting. All right, that's the first victory for the red team. The numbers have dropped now a little bit. By one, but that's all that counts. All right, extremely long range from PTF Predator. Let's get a camera onto that missile. I'm not sure where it's going. It's going somewhere. We're going to zoom out. I don't know if this missile is of any consequence. It is flying at 38,000 feet. And it looks like it's heading for Ari. Ari's just fine. He's got more than enough time to outrun this missile. He's picked it up on RWR, and he's in a notch with it. Yeah, I don't think that missile matters whatsoever. Missiles down to Mach 1.5. It's trash. There's an ER now out from Gory. Let's jump onto that ER. That ER will definitely have a bit more range and power. And this is starting to get hectic. Spark just launched an SD-10 onto NMS Vetus. Vetus, where are you? Vetus is in trouble. He's turning right into the missile by the looks of it. Vetus, what are you doing? Don't you get hit, buddy. No, he's evaded that missile, and he's good. Missile flew over him. Okay, this is starting to get really interesting here. We've got 2, 4, 6 coming in from the east. PTF Predator. PTF Predator is now down. G-Tag Ari just got a kill on PTF Predator. PTF Predator is out of there. More angry, furious missiles. Looks like there's one on Titanium. Trying to figure out who to point at here. Looks like there's a couple of missiles on Hajime. I think Hajime's going to outrun it. I could put him up on the screen here. There you go. That's Hajime. He's trying to outrun those missiles. There's a missile getting real close to Gory. Gory just launched a missile. Will he be able to hold it? That's a good question. Multiple missiles out on PTF Magnet. PTF Magnet's extending, flowing as quick as he possibly can here. He's trying to get out of there. Missiles are on him. And we've got some close range shots going on here. One airplane has just hit the ground. And there is a missile on. Oh my goodness, guys, this is tough because there's so many things happening. Coxie. Coxie's got missiles right on to 6 o'clock. I think he's outran them. Yeah, Coxie's good. Let's get a little bit better situational awareness here. There's so many things happening on the screen. Alright, Tech is way out front here, all by himself. There's a Harm heading for... Is that Harm going to get splashed? Alright, Harm is down. Air defenses have been defended. What's our air situation here? We've got a JF-17. Missile from Coxie. That's a long-range shot. Is he going to be able to hold it on target? Trying to get in this battle assessment here. We've got 3 versus 3 here with 2 more guys pinching in from the north. ET's flying fast and furious. ER's flying fast and furious. This might hit Night Raid. ET out on him. Night Raid has evaded it. Everyone is staying off. They know what they're doing now, guys. Got another ER off of Coxie. Coxie's slinging a lot of those missiles. ER-ET combo. Can he evade it? Looks like Hootie has evaded it. And he's outrun the ER. And the ET. But the defenders are starting to decrease in number. Tech is going head-to-head against... Let's get Tech up on the screen here. 73 out from Tech. He's an emerge. Get the cameras, both of them. Titanium's in emerge here. Aeolus from NMS is in a bit of trouble. Will Brainiac be able to come in and help him out? At the same time, there's a missile from Breakshot. Breakshot's got an ER, but he had to break off and go cold because he's got a 120 pressing him. Titanium is down. The F-15 Brainiac, just as expected, came around and gave him a little bit of defense. Now, will Brainiac be able to survive himself? Yambo has launched on him. Close range, 73, and Brainiac is down. Yambo has avenged tech. Nito in JF-17 is in trouble. Gory is coming in to help him out. Alright, Nito. Do some magic. Do that notching stuff that you do. Nope. Nito is down. This is not looking too good. Aeolus up north. He is running. Breakshot wants revenge. He is on Aeolus. He's pushing him. Aeolus is extending. He's down to 1 aim 120. Breakshot is right behind him on his 6, chasing him. This was a great stand that the team carried out. Let's do a battle assessment here. PTF Predator is in the air. Frosty, Coxie, Spark, Breakshot, and Gory. Looks like Gory's going for revenge here. Gory wants that kill on his nemesis. He's right after PTF Kula here. In the meantime, there's an ET out from Breakshot. And that one is going right for Aeolus. Boom! Aeolus is down. Great ET launch there. One of the very few fire and forget missiles that the 27s have. That the flankers have. Breakshot with that kill. Every single splash here makes a difference. Now Vetus has turned things around on the other side here. Gory's down. While that was happening, Gory got flanked by Vetus, and now it's Vetus against Breakshot. Vetus is down to 2 A120s. He realizes that he's in trouble right now, because Breakshot's got an ER out on him. Can he outrun that ER? There's him flaring and trying to extend from that missile. Looks like missile dropped him. And missile's running out of speed. This is not looking too good for the defenders. Coxie trying to intercept Shaheen, who is slotted in on Breakshot 6 o'clock. While Breakshot is being dragged out by NMS Vetus, Coxie's coming in up against Shaheen here. Now look at the setup that's happening here. G-Tag, Hootie, and Ari are slotting him behind Coxie. Coxie's chasing Shaheen. Shaheen's chasing Breakshot. Breakshot is chasing NMS. And we've got Harms out against the airbase defenders here. PTF Predator is trying to fire off SD-10s, but we are down to 3 defenders here. And the strike package is still inbound. Let's get one camera on to Breakshot here. Breakshot's going for broke. There's a splash. Alright, Breakshot. Let's see those comms in action. You've got to come around and how about Coxie here? Coxie did get his kill, so Breakshot and Coxie did get their respective targets. Now, what are they going to do? Pull back just for a second here. Coxie fired a missile and got Shaheen just at the same time as Breakshot. They're forming up right now, but now they're in a little bit of trouble because there's launches on Coxie. Aim 120. Coxie's down. 2v1. G-Tag, Ari, and Hootie against Breakshot. What's Breakshot bringing here? Now, do they know he's there? I don't think they know he's there. They're turning back to support their group. Breakshot is all by himself. He's watching Coxie fall out of the sky. And he's in pursuit. In the meantime, we've got a single JF-17 and Spark. Yeah, 2 JF-17s. They are the defenders right now. PTF Predator is doing his very best. He's launching SD-10s, coming back around. Launching SD-10s, coming back around. He's delaying the inevitable. The hostiles are coming. He's out of SD-10s. He's down to PL5s. This is down to a knife fight. Looks like Breakshot has gone defensive. G-Tag Ari has turned in on him. And Predator might get a nice kill here with his PL5s. He's heading in right for Monofetros. There's the PL5 launch. And splash. Fantastic shot, Predator. Well done. You're putting those PL5s to good use. Fight to the last missile. There's the blue opponent going down in smoke. Breakshot is all by himself, isolated on the other side of the map. He is defending. Missiles hitting the ground. Off-bore launch. And it missed. It missed. That was very close, but there was some pre-flaring going on from Ari. Breakshot is down. Now it's down to the defenders. Frosty, still alive. Tech, 51st, still alive. And Yambo, they're all back up in the air. So it looks like the rules had changed up a bit. Looks like additional respawns have been approved due to the shortage of pilots. So we had some additional takeoffs. There's GBUs right in front of Yambo. I'm not sure if Yambo can shoot down GBUs with guns. Can he? No, I don't think he sees them. GBUs are falling out of the sky. Let's get a camera onto one of those GBUs and see where they hit. They're heading for both air bases. So let's ride these bombs down to the ground and keep an eye on TAC view. Looks like both air bases have been now hit, or they're about to be hit. This is definitely a case of delaying the inevitable. The strike package is now RTBing. They've done their job. Their bombs are on their way to the ground. Tech, Predator, Frosty, and Gory. Valiant effort, but it's too late now. The blue team is extending and running. Looks like Wilty has decided to come back around. Let's keep an eye on them and ride these bombs. I wasn't aware of the rule change that there would be additional takeoffs, but that makes a lot of sense. There should have been an immediate scramble as soon as the planes were down, but oh, here comes a bomb right for the runway. GPS. That's how it's done. All right, ET out on Wilty, high altitude shot. Wilty is returning the favor. He has set down an 120 C5. Who is going to outrun what? These are long range shots, low probability of getting any kills here. Yeah, missiles are just flying around. Hey, I've got GTAG Night Raid here. Night Raid. Can you hear me, sir?
Great.
Hey!
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. Did you watch this?
Perfect. Right now I'm watching after my death.
Oh, were you flying?
I was flying the F-16
Excellent.
and yeah, died quite painfully.
Well, the mission has been accomplished by both sides and both teams. And definitely Stavros, very well organized. The strike force did have a numerical advantage. They were 2-1. So what do you think, Night Raid?
Should I give you my really honest opinion?
Well, are you going to hurt any feelings? Let's not hurt any feelings.
I don't want to hurt any feelings, but there's one thing I cannot understand to the first round. That is that the red side has jammers allowed and the blue side not. That is one thing I cannot understand, and that is, yeah, it was quite annoying.
Now, was this because of the numerical superiority on the blue side?
Personally, is my personal problem about that is, I mean, yeah, the jammer are working correctly, not correctly, but they're working. But for my F-16, yeah, the radar bug is still, yeah, really big pain in the ass. And those things together, yeah, it hurts.
Understood.
But overall, but overall, it was fun. I mean, the sad part is my number one Gozer died in the first initial shot.
Yeah,
those things
Gozer was the
and-
first splash of the first mission. Wasn't he the first one to go down?
Yeah. Second. Sorry.
I think Gozer was the first aircraft to get splashed in the first flight, right?
Yeah, we pressured on a little bit too heavy.
Yep.
All we focus is that the best fight, that the seed flight or the bomber flight are safe, and I think we managed that quite well.
I definitely saw that. Your flanking maneuver from the east made a big difference. So right now, I don't know if you can see my screen, but I'm just sharing my attack view to you so you can see it in real time. But the blue team is coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see 10 blue aircraft coming back, which means that 11 were shot down or lost. And I think on the red side, almost everybody was splashed. I think there was only 2 JF-17s that survived that did not need a respawn.
The organization and the mission planning, that was pretty good. It was really fun.
It was super impressive. This was great. I got a little overloaded there, and Wiz says great commentary, but I always say that I can always do better. I can always do better. It's just Night Raid, it gets crazy when you have so many aircraft to look at. It's too many aircraft. But we do get a nice sunset.
Sorry, my internet connection might not be the best right now. I couldn't understand it correctly. Say again.
Oh, I said we're getting a really nice sunset.
Oh yeah, that's indeed.
Yeah, I'm watching Tectanium. He's flying over the very northern tip of the peninsula.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, there was some really pretty refueling by the 51st and the 100th. That looked great earlier on, and for both flights, it's very calming. I love watching guys refuel because I can't do it myself. And mission timer is running out, so looks like the mission was completed before the timer even got. Yeah.
There's run about 1 minute or left.
Yeah, Frosty is still chasing. Frosty's going Mach 1.29. Let's get him up on the screen here. Frosty wants his revenge. Look at him. Mach 1.29, flying as fast as he can. 38,000 feet. There you go, the timer hit 0. I can feel Frosty's sadness. Mach 1.3 with fully loaded flanker. Oh no, he's not giving up.
Oh.
He's launching missiles at them.
He's trying.
Oh yeah. That is a Mach 4.5 ER. Let me see if I can find it here. So while we're writing that missile, Ari is doing Mach 1.0. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think Ari's in trouble. Oh my god. The missile's going to hit Ari. Ari. Oh! Ari splashed! Mach 4 missile got Ari in the butt. Frosty's getting his revenge. Yep, he's getting his revenge.
What was the distance from the shot?
I think, you know what? I can probably rewind it. Let me take a look here. Where's this missile? There's another. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, he's definitely broken off. He did send an ET. Hang on. Let me ride this ET and then I'll measure out the distance. Let's see, the ET's Mach 2. Hajimi's Mach 1.
Yeah, the problem is they are too high in 36,000, so the missile is a dangerous threat.
It is, but the missile's only at 20,000. Does it still see him? No, I think the missile's gone dumb.
Yeah, I lost track.
Yeah, missile's dumb, and all right, let's rewind and take a look at that last ER shot here. I'm curious myself. All right, the range between Frosty and Ari was 50 nautical miles. Ari was at
holy shit.
They were both at about 37,000. And the top speed of the missile reached Mach 4.9. It's still a beautiful sunset, though. Just gonna put the sunset view on and see what happens. I think my PCs are ready to give up here. Now I'm looking at the top hatters. Are they attempting to do a carrier landing? I think they're going for it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, they're doing carrier landings. Very cool. All right, there we go. Camera on Showtime. And he's on final. He's looking for that meatball. Nope, no good. He's aborting. All right, who's next? All right, Adler, it's all you, buddy. Show us how it's done.
Those formation light from the Hornet are so beautiful.
On which group?
The one you showed for a few seconds ago from Top Hatters.
Oh, yep.
Standing into the carrier.
Yep. I've switched over now to Adler. He's just coming in for final as well. There you go. It should be up now. Okay, let me switch my stream for you so that you're in real time again, and you know what I'm talking about. All right, question from Ayusexia. How do you get DCS World? Go type in DCS Open Beta and download it. It is it's free. You get a couple planes with it, but if you want to get some of the fancier planes, it does cost a little bit of money. Let's see if
To be fair, every simulator costs a lot of money.
That's true. You have to get some joysticks. You don't need to buy expensive joysticks, but you can buy some of the like Logitech 3D Extreme works for me. I had it for a couple of years before you get a HOTAS for $200 or $300. But you don't need. It definitely helps, but you don't need too much. But definitely a good place to start. I'll give you guys a link to Eagle Dynamics Store. Voila. Here's the link. And Brainiac made it to Questum Island. Look at that. I did not see that. This is after he got hit and he was on smoke and fire, right? Bastien? That's beautiful. Look at those colors.
The sunset, the water, the sun is going down. Perfect.
There you go. He's got the wire. He is safe on the ground. Or on the boat. Wow. I'm not sure if PTF planned it out to be this beautiful when they landed, but darn. Look at that. That's picture perfect.
And I have to say something because I misunderstand something from the jammers, because on the blue side the jammers were allowed too, but not for the air-to-air fights. Yeah, but well, it was fun at least.
Okay. Alright, looks like Brainiac made it back. That's awesome. Because I stopped seeing Brainiac on F10 after he got hit. Wow, there's a lot of good screenshots. I'm taking a lot of screenshots right now, guys. It's so pretty! Alright, Showtime's coming in for one more landing. Let's lock a camera down on him and watch him come down. Oh yeah, and if everybody who's watching, who's not subscribed, subscribes, I might get to like 1,000 subscribers this week. Self-promotion. Tell all your friends to subscribe. If you were in Aces and you have a squad, go subscribe to Plasma's channel. So I can monetize and put advertisements on here. So I can buy more modules. I had to do the trial for the Persian Gulf so my second computer could stream it. There you go. There's a touchdown. Oh, missed the wire. Showtime missed that wire. He's still flying. That's the important part.
Someone flaring in the distance, or am I seeing it correctly in the stream?
That looks like somebody's flaring. Let's take a look. Who could that be? What do we got going on here? Is that... That's Coxie. So while we were not paying attention, Coxie flew it all the way to... and break shot. All right, 51st and 100th. Well done, guys. So while we were watching them land, the KIAP guys flew all the way into... all the way to their airspace. Check it out on the map. Look where they were.
I think they have enough. I think they have enough fuel to land.
Now, yeah, there's Tech. That's a beautiful RTB. See, am I on red? There you go. I reminded them to take some screenshots. All right, did Showtime get on the ground? There he is. Oh, last second. There you go. Perfect timing. All right, Showtime.
Looking good.
Just in time. Get that wire, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Boom, there's the wire. Nice.
First wire.
Yeah, the fuel guys are like, all right, well, you landed. I guess we have to refuel you now. Purple shirts.
Shit, we have to do our job now.
Great work, Top Hatters. They did their job. They came in, did the strike. Now, is that it for the blue team? Is everybody down? Yeah, it is, and the flankers are forming up into a nice tight formation as they are to be themselves. All right, let's find out if there's going to be a debrief. We got 20 people still watching. Is it possible to join the server? So this is a private batch, Don. So you can definitely reach out to PTF. I'll send you their Discord. And I will also send you guys the Aces Discord. I'll grab that right now. So this is the Discord for Aces. There's multiple squads, and all the folks that you've seen flying are in there. Aces is set up for a squad v squad competition. So I think you do need to be in a squad in order to participate. Oh. And we've got some night raid. Check it out. Wing on wing.
I'm looking at it right now. Lights on. Beautiful sunset. Yeah, that game is fantastic in case of graphics.
Oh.
But sadly, I'm playing on VR, so I cannot push the graphics on maximum.
I know, every time I stream, I appreciate the graphics just that much more. In VR, no matter what video card you have, you're still going to suffer. That's a beautiful formation. Now, who's in lead? And there you go. They formed up on Tech. Come on. There we go. There's Tech. It's no. So Don, the way that the Aces tournament is set up, it's actually a it's a set of matches between different squadrons in DCS. So you are able to, if you're a squad, you can sign up and participate. I don't think that there is an open tournament if you're not part of a squad, but there are missions that were happening pretty much twice, 3 times a week, and this is a competition points-based system where different squads have different objectives, and if they complete them, they get certain points. So it's all about teamwork and being organized and doing some fancy flying like the KAP guys here. Look at that. See if I can mess around with the camera views and give you guys some compressed views here. Put the city behind them. Let's see if they read the message and give me some flares here. Finger on the print screen. Yeah, the formation is reforming. Hey, Night Raid, have you heard from Gatling? Is there going to be a debrief?
Gatling won't show up because he has to go sleep. Got the message correct?
Yep, got it. Let's do a debrief. Let's ask if there will be a sort of a debrief. Who's online? Wait, are you Zella or are you? I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the darn aliases. I'm like, what? Okay, fair enough. All right, let's see if we got anybody for debrief.
I was like, yeah, while you were typing to me, I wait for your answer. Okay.
All right, who do we have here? 23 seconds to land. You guys better land quick. Can they touch down in the next 23 seconds?
That can be quite rough, but I think it's
8
it can be
seconds?
possible.
7 seconds?
7.
6, 4, 3. Get that gear down. Close enough. I say that's worth it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm just trying to see if we're going to get a debrief with the folks who were flying. Try to find somebody from PTF. Night can you see if anybody from GTAG wants to jump in as well from the squad to talk about the flight?
I can ask if you want.
Yeah, why not? Let's maybe tighten it up and see if we can get a couple of comments and just feedback. Because that was a big set of missions. Oh, there's the rest of the flankers coming in. Just trying to find who is here. See Kingsgate. Get a couple of the NMS guys.
No response yet.
Okay, Top Hatters. Falcon from Top Hatters.
How many people will you contact when you write at everyone?
Well, it'll contact everybody on the Discord. I don't know if we have those permissions. I just posted saying that, hey, jump into the voice to see if we can get some of the guys in here. That's some good
How
park.
many people are they?
400, 500 people.
Everyone?
Yep. Look at those poor flankers. They're parking right by the by some construction site.
Oops. It didn't get it didn't get a message. Okay.
All right, let's leave the camera on one of the carriers. Hopefully, it's got some.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello.
Yeah?
Adler. How are you? And there we go. We've got Falcon. I tagged a whole bunch of guys here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the debrief. It's Plasma here. Hopefully, everybody can hear me.
And yes. We're all here.
Welcome back. This was a beautiful bit of flying. I'm just going to see if I can get Break Shot and some of the KIP guys here as well. And
Yes, we're all 5 here.
Cool. I don't think I see anybody from 51st here. Where are those guys? Anybody wants to come and hang out with us? Frosty, Conksy.
So, did we get the targets?
All right, so here's what I can figure. So I looked through the stream, and on the first one, both air bases were hit. On the second one, I was not 100% sure because I wasn't able to trace the bombs. On the second one, it looked like possibly, but we can do a quick review here of the TAC view. And
Could somebody send a TAC view? We
Comment
will.
channel.
Yes, maybe you will give a link, and we would like to download and see it later one more time to analyze what we do.
Absolutely. So, PTF guys are going to get this organized. So they are I'm just the voice. I'm just the voice,
Okay.
guys. But I can share my.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow morning. I'll ask Worry and Gatling whenever they get time. They'll toss around the tag view.
And I'm going to put up the TAC view for everybody to take a look at here, so I can just maybe we can just talk about the first match real quick. The TAC view for the second one I didn't save, and the server has reset. But I was hoping to get. And is there anybody from PTF who wants to jump in and chat, or?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Sorry. Lots of folks. All right, let me get my screen going and screen primary. So we only got 7.
It was already on.
Oh, was it on? I'm sorry. All right. So this was some serious organization, guys. I was impressed. This was good stuff. Now, do we have identified leads for the red and the blue who were sort of tactical commanders for the entire flight?
Look, we had some discussion, but only a few minutes. We didn't make any preparations, like in a general, but we had some training, like a strike group before, and that is all. It is all our preparations for today.
Gotcha. So that's why I saw that a lot of the folks were flying with their squad members. So really it was wingman from the same groups and some coordination back and forth. How were the numbers for the blue team? I don't think the K-Up guys are here yet. I don't know if they'll join, but how were the comms on the blue side? You guys had a lot of pilots. Were you all in the same voice, or did you guys have separate channels?
Yeah, pretty much we're on the common channel on SRS, and I think in the inter-squad communication was on Discord. I mean, at least for us, it was.
Yeah.
So we all had one communication at sorry, how it's called? I forgot. At SRS, and other used like they want.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the squads, they were in their own comms, and we had a common SRS.
Gotcha. And was there a lot of noise, or was it pretty tactical? Because at one point you guys had 23 aircraft up. So if you were all in SRS, it could have gotten pretty busy.
GCI done excellent job. We didn't talk too much, so we talk only necessary and important information via SRS.
Beautiful.
So it was cool. Yeah.
Beautiful. And Titan, I think. Oh, there we go. We got Yambo here. Yambo, welcome aboard. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes, Yambo. No, Yambo. All right, Titan.
Maybe he forgot that maybe he need to push the button to talk.
Yeah, that
He
could be.
have to check it. Because while we are using other channels, automatically we need to push the talk at Discord, and when you come back, too loud.
Strength 1, yeah.
I heard something. We still there, guys? No, Yambo's gone on mute. Oh, yeah, Yambo, just way louder. Your volume is pretty quiet. So, Titan, were you on the blue side or were you on the red side?
I was JTAG for the blue side.
Gotcha. And
Outlet.
I'm trying to remember. I think was Magnet on the blue? Was anybody on the red side here, other than Yambo?
Magnet was on the red side. Yambo was the rest. I think all the guys are from.
Gotcha. I dropped a note to the so from what we saw with Gatling, and Gatling sent his apologies that he is that he's not here. But basically, we saw that during the first flight there was, and of course the blue team, you haven't seen this, but here's I'll hit play, and you can watch my screen, kind of what was going on the red side.
Alright guys, it should be it.
Oh, there you
Can
go.
you hear me now?
Yes, Yambo. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey guys.
Hey. So we were talking to the blue team for a second here, and what was happening on the red side? How was the communication? How was the planning? Did you guys do planning for the entire flights, or did you plan for squads?
Oh, well, first of all, great event, guys. We did have a fun, but obviously we were overwhelmed by Blue Force 2-1, at least 2-1 in some point. So we had to work very, very hard. We tried to set up the cap. In the first round, I was doing the GCI, and after that, we tried to push a little bit further to deny the bullseye and JDAM's capabilities of NATO aircrafts to bomb our positions. Obviously, that was very, very hard to thing to accomplish, and that advantage that the blue force had over the red force didn't go into our favor. So we did try our best to push them as far as we could and hold them there. But once our numbers got pretty low, we got into SAM coverage, and from there we just landed what we had remained. Obviously, blue side did a very, very good job on hitting the runways and accomplishing that first round. On the second round, we had strategy to lure them into a SAM coverage and establish our cap there. I think we did better in the second round, but obviously number advantage on the blue side was very, very good.
Yeah, 100%, Yambo. We saw that while Gatling and I were watching the first round, and I can always count on KAP to give some beautiful flights, and the refuelings were the moments of calm that I needed. Watching you guys refuel, I was just so relaxed and peaceful. If it wasn't for that, I think I would have been way stressed out. But once it got into the craziness, it was hard to track everything, but the way I saw it, and I don't know if you saw it from GCI, but there was a big group of the blue team to the northwest setting up here, and there was a rush on the northeast. And I think that was a maneuver by the blue team to pull you guys away from defending areas.
Yeah, in the first round, we tried to separate our flight between PTF and ourselves. We were trying to push the northeast, and I tried to set up the PTF to push northwest. Obviously, I saw it, how big the force on the left side were, but I made a tactical decision knowing that that northwest task force was mainly set up with the strikers, so they're a little bit less air-to-air dedicated fighter pilots on the left side. So I did try to push that to PTF. I'm sorry, but with the limited assets we had in the first round, I tried to make the best tactical decision as I could, and our flight were relieved on the right side, so we were able to engage northwest, but obviously the numbers didn't add up. So I would stress out for the future maybe some balancing to be implemented, because it is very, very tough. And while the combat is very, very dynamic and hectic at some point, we do pride ourselves with discipline. Especially you saw it in our
Absolutely.
formation flying and flying in general. But having like 6 ship in front of you, trying to multi-sort and try to engage multiple targets at the same time, it's a bit hell, And that big advantage of the blue side and their capabilities of Fox and Turn Cold, while we have to defend Fox 3s, is a bit too much, Maybe implement some A120Bs if the red side is so much underpowered. So just to give us a little bit of leeway, but in general we are used to obviously flying on the red side, and red side is always let's just say underdog.
And I completely understand you, because I fly flanker as my primary plane. And on Growling Sidewinder, I've flown with Roofies, and I used to fly with Stinger, who's a KAP. And in support of what you're saying, unless you have a 1-to-1 ratio and the ability to track and sort from a flanker, you have to hold those locks, and you have to have enough support to be able to switch targets and sort targets. Otherwise, you end up being overwhelmed. And I saw what you did here, because I think you redirected Coxie and Break Shot to the northwest. I think that was a really good strategic move, because you saw that there was a big push coming here. You saw the PTF guys getting surrounded. They were down to their Jeffs. Their J11s went down. I think that was your move right there, to move Coxie and Break Shot, right?
Well, it is semi-automatic for us. Our type of and dynamic of the engagements, you can see it as well on the SATAC we are flying. It is to switch flanks as much as we can, and when we see the threats on either side, we react naturally to them. So I was informing during the engagements and advising what the steps are needed to accomplish a solid cap over that bullseye, but unfortunately, as I said, there is too much of the blue sky, so we could our capabilities were limited down to, as you said, we need to guide those missiles to the impact. Just the ET is like
you have 2 of them.
fire
That's
and
it.
forget missile.
And you only have 2 of them.
N73s, obviously.
Yes. And I saw this was really impressive. The 2 MiG-21s went head to head with the F-15s. I don't know if you were giving them GCI, but they really tried.
I did try as much as I can to lure them, because MiG-21 has a really, really low silhouette. I told them to go low and try to jiggle them around so they can be in a notch, not so easily picked up by F-15s, and in that manner, F-15s do not have a data link, so they are in very, very particular situations to be outflanked by MiG-21. I try to jiggle them as much as I can to give them in good positions. I think one of them did strike one F-15, but I lost the scope, and it was pretty hectic,
Yeah, it was super hectic. This is the MiG-21 engagement. So I think at some point here they realized they were in trouble, because the MiG-21s ended up on the inside of the F-15s. Do we have the F-15? Do you have Brainiac or who was it, Pjot here?
I don't see them on the...
No, I don't think they're here. Now, I'm sure Night Raid will pass on they'll see this on the stream, because we're still streaming, guys. But I think this is where you brought them in, and there's one shot.
Yeah, lured them.
It was beautifully lured, and I think at this point they realized they were being lured, and they turned head to head to clear each other 6 o'clock, and it worked out for the F-15s, because the missile was this one looks like it didn't pick up the heat, and it broke. And here's the second launch. So Brainiac goes for a launch on Sheik, real close.
Also, in the first round, we had a red-on-red situation, unfortunately. I think there was a merge. I couldn't see it on scope. They both dropped from the scope for me, so I saw the he was getting merged. I think it was Gory, if I recall correctly, and he shot out ET. I don't know if it's was just EOS lock, not IFF, but we lost one fighter there.
And I
Just
think the red team also was missing 2 JF-17s as well, because there should have been 4, but only 2 were available for the first flight. So that was also another big hit.
We also should have additional 2 pilots on MiG-29s, and I was about to take MiG-29s, but unfortunately our guys had to drop out, and we did what we could with our assets, and I think we put up the great fight for Rebel guys.
Blue guys, what do you think? Was that a great fight? I think that was an awesome fight. Silence from the blue team.
Actually, I was not flying, but looking from the scope, it was an excellent fight. Especially in the round 2, there was a moment where I was really stressed that now what should I do? We are stuck, but it managed out somehow for us. So it was a really, really good fight from the red side. That's what I have to say.
Guys, it was a really great fight. But you know, the difficult part for us was the sun, and we couldn't have a clear image, for the ETs, where they're coming, and ET is coming to you, and you have the sun in your eyes, and this is the difficult part for us, But in general, it was a great mission and great flight.
I've got some great screenshots of everybody coming back with the sunset. That was beautiful. Very well executed. I don't have the TACV for the second one. I think in the second one there was less pilots on the red team. It was a 2-to-1 ratio, so there was twice as many blue. But because the red team stuck closer to the targets, there was less of a spread. I think that worked out in the advantage of the red team, and they actually, I think, were even more effective. Because on the first one, the red team did extend quite a bit out. Second flight, everybody was real close. Everyone just stuck around the targets, and that was really effective. We actually observed that with Gatling because we were like, well, you guys are spreading out a bit too much, but then second round, tight, and you used those to your advantage. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Well, that's the only way you can support each other very, very, very effectively. And flying the flanker, as you know, and most of the people flying the DCS is tough. It's a tough job, bro. Flying the flanker, you need a good wingman. You need mutual support in order to get the best of the situations in air-to-air combat. 1v1, it can be won against Fox 3 aircraft, but it's like 50-50. Yep. There are some moves you can implement and get yourself in a favorable position to make the kill. As you said, we have only two effective
long-range
fire
missiles.
and forget. Yeah, it is not that long range, to be honest, and it is easily spoofed by flares if the target and the pilot knows how to defeat it. But those are only our option as fire and forget for legislate ranges from 20 to 30 clicks away. If you fire it off 40 clicks or 50 clicks,
it's useless.
To be honest, it's not gonna make it. That if the guy knows how to defeat those missiles, even 20 clicks is a 50-50 chance to hit the target. But we tried our best to implement what we have, and as we are most of the time saying, life is hard, bro.
Exactly. You got it. Okay, I have one question about the first flight. And I know Coxie's not here. Did Coxie run out of bullets?
Not quite sure. I'm gonna debrief him on him.
Yeah, that was my question.
Why he did it, what he did. But we're gonna debrief into details about this. It's gonna be some medals, some critiques, and we'll move from there.
That's the only way to get better. Yeah, it's in the stream. We were watching as soon as we saw Coxie break off from break shot and turn for the Mirage. It became really entertaining. They were flying through the buildings really low, and I don't know if I think maybe Coxie ran out of bullets, or the fuel got critical. And
at that point he was reporting bingo fuel. So, and he was chasing that UFO Mirage down on the deck. He was flying 100 clicks. So yeah, he needed to RTB and break off from the engagement. But if the fight drags on, you know, if he had the 2 tons, it would be a very, very nice kill for Catman.
Exactly.
I'm pretty confident in that.
You know what? Mirages and good F-14 pilots are my main foe.
Yeah, and if I may, one suggestion for organizers, maybe to extend the engagement, not to make two rounds. I know it's it's a composition of that, but extend it like 1 hour or hour and a half for one round, and have it multiple flights and more like more duration, so the tactically you can plan for it. That's a suggestion that is coming from my team, maybe for you guys for future events to think about it.
I'll mention it to PTF, and then we got Magnet and Titan here, so I'm sure they're taking notes as the organizers. Overall, I think that was a great flight. Yambo, thank you very much for jumping in and giving us the red perspective. We were talking to the blue team for a while. Anything else from the blue flight? And we'll close it up. Any interesting things you saw?
One thing I would like to add, we was waiting that red side will be hard use GF-17 with SD-10, and these missiles are the scariest for us, so we expected to fight with them. And there are only 2 GF-17 used by the red side, if I'm not mistaken.
You're absolutely correct. I've got them on the screen right now. It was Falcon and Spark.
I don't know why, but I think the mission could be harder for the blue team if the red side used all of 4 planes of this type, because Yambo told a lot about that Su-27 or 33 are not using Fox 3, only Fox 1 and Fox 2. But if they have the full set of GF-17 with SD-10, 4 missiles each, the picture could change a lot, I think.
Absolutely, Adler. And
yes,
we saw this on the second round, because second round they had 4 JF-17s.
Yeah, noted, but 51st and 100 Kiev do not fly. JF-17s, we do fly only Soviet aircrafts, which are Su-27s, Su-33s, MiG-21s, future MiG-23, and MiG-29s.
Now, one thing I did notice to support Adler, what he said, when Falcon, I think it was either Falcon or Spark when he went down. I think it was Spark. Spark actually had 2 PL5s and an SD-10, so he actually didn't even fire all of his missiles. So I think if
in the roster we had 4 JF-17 pilots available, but unfortunately at the last moment they had to drop off due to some family commitments, I guess. So that was the only reason. We knew JF-17 will be a big problem for the blue, but unfortunately the 2 guys, they couldn't make it.
Well, I think it was an awesome flight. There was a lot of coordination. There was lots of planning, great execution, and we even saw MiG-21s fighting like the devils.
By the way, a second important thing, I think that it was sometimes too difficult to the red side to defend their own targets, because you know that strike planes was F-18, and the second thing that we had at F-18 not only strike, we had a fighter, sweep, and many others. So if I were GCI at the red side, it was difficult to me to identify where is the strike group and what planes I have to choose for attack. And this is really difficult to understand what we should to do. Because you don't know, is it a fighter or striker or sweeper or seed or something the same? And of course, the even strike fighters have a few Fox 3 missiles.
That's right.
So they can defend themselves in critical situations.
Definitely a good point. It was figuring out who to shoot at and when to shoot at them.
Yeah, it was tough to predict where the blue side had decided to go with the strike. I tried to, engage the less occupied part and then switch to the northwest side. Obviously, they had too much aircrafts there, so yeah, it was like it was.
Well, if you had an airburst nuclear weapon, I think that could have fixed this.
Yeah, point about that. MiG-21 is most restricted aircraft airframe in a DCS world. He never gets to use those RB-24s.
All right, I think PTF. I think that's a recommendation. Next mission should have higher stakes, and there should be nuclear weapons available.
Yeah, sure. Next time around, we'll bring those.
All right,
We
yeah.
should have a nuclear war next time.
In DCS, in DCS only.
Okay.
Poor MiG-21. It's OP,
Awesome, guys. Well, on that note, I'm going to finish up the stream. I'm going to thank everybody who participated. If I missed anybody who's not here, pass thanks to their team for flying. And everybody, you guys were amazing. Round of applause.